In a significant observation, the Madurai Bench of the Madras High Court has clarified that the breakup of a consensual relationship between adults does not amount to a criminal offence. Justice Pugalendhi quashed a criminal case registered against a man for allegedly engaging in a physical relationship with a woman by falsely promising to marry her. Now, the court noted that both parties were educated adults who consciously chose to enter into the relationship, and private discord cannot be treated as criminal misconduct. Let me quote what the Honorable Court said. The law is not an instrument for resolving emotional fallouts or attributing moral blame arising from consensual acts between adults. Close quote. This is Justice Pugalendhi. The judgment highlighted that the law intervenes only when consent is vitiated by coercion, deception or incapacity, and warned against a growing tendency to use the criminal process in personal relationship disputes. The court observed that in contemporary society, premarital intimacy between consenting adults is increasingly common, and private disagreement should not be converted into litigation. Justice Pugalendhi stressed that courts deal with legality, not morality, and matters rooted in personal choice and mutual association do not ordinarily warrant criminal prosecution. Let me now go across to the experts to see what they think. Satish Kumar, advocate, Madras High Court, is with us, and Cynthia Stephen, very well-known social activist, particularly on women's issues. A very, very warm welcome to both of you. Cynthia and Satish, great to see you.
Good evening, Siddha.
Good evening, Satish. Satish, now you're a lawyer, I am not, but I will try. The thing is that they say that we cannot intervene between two consenting adults when they are in a relationship which is consensual, and if there is a breakup and if there is severing of relationship, they say how can we interfere in this? Two adults, they knew what they were getting into, whether it is just, it's both physical, physicality between the two people and emotional. But the court also says that we can only interfere if there has been a deceit, coercion, or if it's vitiated due to these facts. In this case, the man said, we will be intimate and I will marry you. And later he decides not to marry her. Isn't that deceit?
First of all, Sudha, I appreciate your channel for bringing this issue, because especially in this aspect, it's a new concept in law, especially in BNS. Section 69 has been included. It's a new concept, of course, brought by the lawmakers, especially to protect women in this aspect. But what happens in the course of period? The courts are highlighting the aspects and concepts in the law by bringing more judgments, or maybe while dealing with the cases when the cases are differ from person to person, something like that. In this case especially, I really appreciate the Madras High Court has given such a beautiful order. That's what I would say from my understanding, because Section 69 is as it's a new provision, a new section included in BNS, because it's a child between two sections, that is Section 375 and Section 90 of IPC, is the previous one, that is on rape and consent under misconception, all those things. So including 120B conspiracy. But this section, now what happens, instead of using this section as a protection or to use by women, but slowly what happens, now it has been used as a weapon against men, or maybe it's getting misused. That is what the court understands. It's not only the present Madurai Bench order. There are some precedents happened in previous cases also, in Supreme Court also, because of being it's a new section, Supreme Court also observed in a previous case, saying that such sections or the law cannot be misused by anyone, against anyone.
Fine. So, I agree that, but then I concur.
I'll come to that point. I'll come to that point, because you are asking very specifically about the deceitful intention.
Yes.
Law is very clear. Law is very clear about deceitful intention. So deceitful intention, there are a lot of definitions, especially when the deceit happens. In case it happens for only once, or the person has been cheated by using the physical intimacy has been misused by a man from a woman at one time or at several times. what is the limitation on that deceitful intention? A prudent woman who is educated or to some extent having a social knowledge cannot say that the man is unmarried person or is a divorcee or he can marry.
What
So the
is?
person when he interacts with you,
Huh.
at least once I understand, at least second time you can understand.
Arey, what
But
if he,
when
no,
you are
no,
living
no, I don't agree. I'm sorry, with due respects to the Honorable Court and to you. I'm educated, I'm also socially whatever, I don't know what you said. But the point is that if I have WhatsApp messages where he says, of course we will get married next month or after that. Of course, like my colleague said, it's a man's choice. Suddenly he doesn't feel comfortable. But is it deceit or not? Cynthia, Stephen, what do you think? Now the law says one thing, but I'm asking, then what is deceit? Then what is deceit, sir? Cynthia, what is deceit then?
Yes, exactly. See, the point is
Very strange.
that yeah. So this is very interesting. Actually, I find the case also very interesting. The point is that definitely there is a question of I fail to understand how one can assert that there is no deceit. My fellow panel member was praising the court. It's not that the court has made some points. Okay, the woman was educated, and so she's made a choice opening with her eyes wide open. But she didn't make a choice without being promised marriage. So, and if now the man wants to wriggle out of the commitment, how is that not deceit? I fail to understand this point. In any case, but then I have another issue.
Yeah.
That the matter I have discussed it actually with some friends who work in this area, and their opinion is that it is because of, I mean, there is an analogy in the divorce and infidelity matter, where now adultery has been decriminalized. But if there is a relationship where two women, where two couples were broken up because one man and one woman of each decide to break their existing marital bond and start another relationship, then now there is a provision where they can go for compensation. My question is, instead of a criminal, it's also partly true that the girl took a risk, and now she's facing the music.
Right.
But the point is that now it is society which will target her, saying, why did she get into this? She should have been prudent, etc.
Yeah, but then the law says very clearly that we are not going to sit on any moral judgment. I respect the court for saying that there is no moral judgment. But law cannot be.
It's a legal judgment. There is deceit in my.
I think it's a deceit. I think maybe I'm a different generation. I think it's deceit. I will get intimate with you. I'm that kind of a woman that I would have gotten intimate with you. And what is this entire judgment about being intimate? Does intimacy only prove that I'm educated and moral? Satish, I don't understand this at all.
Point.
Come on, over to you. Over to you, Satish.
Actually, the law defines what is deceit. Deceit means misrepresentation of facts, false promise, impersonation, or any tricky form by which a woman was cheated.
So it is false promise, no? Come on, Satish.
I'll come to that point. Yes. How long? Exactly, I understand. The person is giving a false promise. What the law expects a normal prudent woman to understand whether the deceitful intention was made against her or not, at least one particular point of time. A person, for
please,
example,
no, Satish, don't just.
I'll come to that point.
No, Satish, you cannot. I want you to.
No, I'll come to that point.
No,
Sudha,
I will interject.
Understand.
No.
What
is that period, sir? Is it 6 months,
exactly.
1 year?
You are coming to that point. That's what I want to say.
Yeah,
for each and every law, there is a question of limitation. There is a question of limitation.
Please specify.
But please understand, this is a new section, a new law is a newly emerging, so it requires some sort of more enlightenment on particular provision. So definitely at one point of time, because now the question of limitation will arise. I'll tell you an example. A person is living with one woman for 2 years or 3 years, saying that he is unmarried and having an intimate relationship. Can't that woman, having a sufficient knowledge or maybe education, will think at least once whether such a person at the age of
But
40
I'm
or
in love.
35
I'm
will be
in love. I'm not. I may
That's
be.
what.
I may be.
Yeah,
I may
exactly,
be
Sudha.
a physicist. But I am in
Yes.
love. This is
Sudha, you are
ridiculous.
correct.
It
No,
is
love
ridiculous.
means there is
What
no,
you are saying
there is
is
no place for
ridiculous. Cynthia,
emotion
come
in
in here.
law.
Cynthia.
Sudha, there
Yeah,
is no place for
if I
emotion
may,
in
sir,
law.
why is
Law
it
means
always left to
law.
the prudence
No
of the woman?
emotion.
Yeah,
Law is a matter of
prudence of the
emotion.
woman.
Why always,
You are a
why is
fool.
there a
You
police
should have
report
judged it
about
better.
it?
Hare.
Ignorantia juris Sudha, is a very basic principle in law. Your ignorance cannot be excused for a long
No,
time.
it's not
That
a
is a
question of
basic principle
ignorance.
in law.
My point, it's not about when you talk about moral and ethic and all that. Why is it always incumbent upon the woman to be cautious and prudent, and the man can decide? So the autonomy and the agency is only on the part of the male.
No, you are right. It is
And
not right. It is not right. Please understand. No,
and
the
not
law is
maintain.
very
No,
clear.
Cynthia, I have another question for you, Cynthia. The thing is that this country now is also, of course, it's put in the back burner, but we're talking about marital rape now. In a lot of cases, there are lots of women out there who face rape by their husbands, partners, day in and day out, but they grin and bear it. Now it could be 30 years of marriage also. I know cases. I'm sure you know cases. And in that also, will the court turn around and say, why did you wait for 37 years of marriage to come to us? You should have been prudent enough. Oh, you also had 3 children. Wow, very good. Slow applause. So I don't understand this, Cynthia.
Absolutely, so that is the issue. I think this is the point. Though while reading the report, and also my friends with whom I discussed it said that the judge is not wrong, he has a point, etc. The interesting part that I concluded was that instead of this girl preferring a criminal case and insisting upon marriage, okay, supposing the marriage does take place, there is no guarantee for her safety. He may perpetrate marital rape every night, so that risk is there. So instead of doing that, why do you do that? Go for a civil case, file for compensation at least, because something has to
But
punishment.
But
has to
Satish,
come.
it is impossible.
No, that is impossible. I tell you.
Can't
If
happen.
the man is
No,
already
Cynthia.
married, you think about the case. If the person is already married, how we can do a second marriage? That is one thing. If you say that is go for a civil case, then the end of her life. So I think this law is very clear. And in most of the cases, what I understood, I want to give a small statistics also at this juncture. Because out of the 100 cases, what we are seeing on the present aspect, especially on this section 69, and 40% of the cases are knowingly having educated women are coming to the court. 40% of the cases. Only 20 to 25% of the cases are rape. I'm telling you this even the statistics says very clearly.
No.
So,
What is this?
40% of the women.
Good, it is a good sign.
What is the meaning of that?
Yeah, I don't understand this.
They are able to access
40%
justice
of the
only
women-
because they have some
40%
education.
of the women are
You mean
coming
to say
forward
women
for
should not
compensation.
access
I'm
justice?
saying
Is it
out of
based
court
on the state
compensation.
of their education? Sorry, I take objection to that
No.
point.
No. I'm telling you. You are saying about the civil compensation, about the compensation of in quantum. I am saying that is what happening in most of the cases outside the court. That should not be encouraged, because the very purpose of law is to restrict women getting cheated. That is the very basic object of the section. And
in that case, why not give to women getting to punish the male? No. Only
That's
then,
what the law says. 10 years
is an
of punishment.
outcome.
If
Why
a
protect
woman,
her? We are giving protection.
Madam,
but
I
you are
want to
letting
say,
the man go free.
please, no. Please understand, if the woman is able to prove our case with the proper evidences that the deceitful intention is proved, then 10 years of imprisonment with fine. Please understand, that is a punishment.
Right. So that is a good
That is
point
the
to be
important
made.
part.
That is a very important. I
10
agree.
years.
But I do
10
not
years
know,
of
maybe the
imprisonment.
woman, failed to give evidence, poor thing is now facing the music. She's broken up and also society will laugh at her.
So the law is balance of convenience should be there for both sides. For both sides, see, you are talking about a case by a woman. Think about in case that is used as a weapon. That is what happening. It is a shield for the women, not should be as a weapon.